Hello. Hi. My name is SolarLune, and I am a independent developer. Welcome to my stream, my dev stream. A little bit of a different stream this time, starting early in the morning. Well, not early in the morning, but, in the morning, 10 a.m. So yeah, hi. Welcome. Gotta stay hydrated. Now, for those who might be new to my stream or to the video that would go up after the stream goes live, I'm an independent game developer and the creator of a few different like tools and libraries, and my major application that I'm working on right now is called Master Plan, which is going well, and that's what we're going to be working on. Yeah, so that's who I am. That's the explanation of what's going on. So just real quick, let me actually make this a little bigger. There we go, so it's easier to see. This is something I've been working on a little bit for the past couple days. Just kind of finishing it up. It is a physics, collision detection library. It's not really a physics library for games. So for people who make games, and that's really my primary focus when it comes to my tools and applications and stuff, is either games or game development tools. And so this is basically something to just like allow you to kind of check for collision, and this is all made in Go. It allows you to check for collision, and then you can resolve it as you wish. So for platforming games or top-down RPGs or whatever, racing games, whatever, is basically allows you to do the collision checking part, and then the physics are what you implement. And so I have a little platforming demo. Ramps aren't working right now, but platforms work fine. You can wall jump, you can wall slide. We have floating platforms, so that's cool. This is cool. And also we have a very basic line of sight test that's working really well. That allows us to basically check to see if a point in space is visible from a position, and it's using broad face collision. That's why the line is so blocky. It's because instead of actually checking every object in the world or anything like that, it's checking basically these cells, the yellow cells, which can be more efficient if you have a lot of objects in your game world. And then also we have a little world shape test where it's checking like lines or shapes to see where the intersection point is and stuff like that, which is useful. Yeah, so it's not perfect. There's parts of this that are jank to say the least, but this is a cool little library that can definitely be used for making games, and that's what I plan to do with it. But now let's move on to the main course, so to speak, which is Master Plan. And this is also something I made or am making for game development purposes. And it's basically a graphical idea board. So if you want to make a game in, for example, or any kind of big project, maybe you're writing a book or something like that, usually you want to plan things out. And so just as a really quick bit of history, I started this because I was looking on Twitter or looking around at the options. I asked on Twitter, like, what do people use to plan their games, because I wanted to make a game. And people were like Excel, pen and paper, and then they have other suggestions like Trello or Hack and Plan or stuff like that, things like that. But those applications for planning tend to be not really tuned for game development at the micro level, and they tend to be overtuned for multiple people. So this is something mainly for independent developers, for indies or individual people. And so the idea is basically you have this freeform board. Apologies for zooming in and out rapidly. I'm misclicking here, missing my keyboard inputs. But you have a variety of little boxes you can place on the board, and you can place them wherever you want. You don't have to place them near each other. You can place them, next to each other, vertically, horizontally, whatever. And by placing them around and typing in them and stuff like that, you can click on them and go ahead and have your plan represented digitally. So you can have checkboxes, which are basically Boolean tasks that can be completed. So for example, creating a level or creating maybe a track for a level in your game, you might represent that with a checkbox. There will be another task called the progression task, where you can have a certain number out of a maximum number. Like, for example, if your game requires 40 levels, you can say, okay, I need to create 40 levels. Let me create a progression task for that, and then increment it as you make the levels. We have notes, which are basically just kind of like free form. Oops, I pressed R by mistake. That's the debug button to restart. But basically, you can type in here willy-nilly. The text adjusts as necessary. You can resize them as necessary as well. Then we have sound tasks, which you can like browse to a sound file on the internet or on your computer, play it. It's got seeking capability. You can go back as well. We have images, so you can load an image in here, and we have timers, which are very useful. Currently, it's just a stopwatch, but I would also like the opposite variant, I guess you could say, which is a countdown timer. That way you can go ahead and say, for example, I want to work on something, maybe code for 10 minutes or maybe an hour, and then when the timer goes off, you get up, stretch, maybe get something to drink or something like that, come back and get back to work. And I find that timers specifically are very helpful for productivity, and that's kind of one of the things that I feel like game devs struggle with, and so that's what I'm doing to kind of help combat that for people who struggle with productivity and working, is adding these kind of productivity tools and tools to help you plan out larger projects. Also, my chat wasn't working. Hello to everyone in chat. Whoops. Let's see. CamZX says it's looking sweet. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. eBoat says, do you have any tips for writing chiptunes? I'm finally going to sit down and learn it for my games. Probably listen to a variety of different genres of music. That would be good. So if you listen to classical, if you listen to film, orchestral, if you listen to rock, jazz, lots of different kinds of genres, then you can all push them together into a nice, cohesive style of your own, or take the pieces of them that work and put them into a nice cohesive style of your own for your games. Chiptunes have kind of gotten pushed away from their origins in terms of people who wrote chiptunes actually for NES games or Game Boy games. They were limited by their hardware, but they were trying to make music sound like something. So you probably want to, you can like try to approach it from the current perspective, which is I want to make chiptunes, but it might be better to approach it from the past perspective of I want to make rock and I'm using an NES sound chip, or I want to make orchestral or some kind of tense horror sound, but I'm using just a limited number of samples and a limited number of channels. How can I do that? So there's a lot that can be said, but I would say listen to a lot of different music, work to apply it to your music. Also, as a bit of news, I started a Patreon, so you can find the link in the description. I really would appreciate it if people could support my development efforts. If not, that's fine. But for those who were interested, I decided to start it back up again. So hopefully I'll be able to keep going with different streams and stuff like that, and kind of be more involved. Lou Peabody says, would you mind sharing how the plan data is stored and your decisions about the data persistence strategy and format? Sure. Sure thing. I just want to finish this up real quick. We also have maps, which are very useful for game developers who are making Metroid likes or Zelda likes or Final Fantasy RPGs or whatever adventure games, point and click kind of games and stuff like that. Very useful because that allows you to plan out things like the shape of dungeons, the shape of cities, lots of different stuff like that. You have a variety of different colors you can place down. You have a variety of different patterns for. Why can I? That's weird. Hold on. All right. That's a bug I need to fix. But a variety of different patterns and colors, so you can. Yeah, I gotta fix this. That's what I was working on this the last stream. Okay. But yeah, you have a variety of different colors and patterns and things which are useful when you want to plan out your physical layout of your game, and then you can also have like a little eyedropper tools to easily pick up colors from the board. And you have fill, you have erase, you have lines, all that stuff. So that's cool. Works well. We also have different themes. Real quick, just to moonlight, which is this dark one, and sunlight, which is this light one. Not too bright. The colors change on everything but the map accordingly, which is cool. Yeah. But that's master plan currently, and we're going to be working on this a little bit more today. Right. So the plan data is stored the plan data was stored differently from how it is currently stored. Let me go over the previous approach if I can. Do I have any? Yeah. Okay. So okay. This is a good example. Yeah, we'll call this a good example. This is the old version of master plan. So we store the version. It's basically just a JSON file, and the new version is also a JSON file, but the actual data being stored is different, and the method of deserializing and serializing that data is different. Let me get some music going before we kick it too far forward. Let's see. Let's see here. Wait, that's probably fine. There we go. Yeah, this is fine. This is a nice little loop. Some lo-fi. Yeah, so the way that this works is over here we have the version number. We have different project properties like the zoom level, where it's the camera is, whether autosave is enabled or not, different visualization options. And then for the tasks, we have a list of basically, or it's a array of objects, JSON objects, and each entry in the JSON object represents a property of the task. So you have like the board, which board it's on, the position of the task, whether its checkbox is checked, the progression values, all that stuff. This is kind of naive, a kind of naive way to do it. It works okay. It's not horrible, but it's not great. If we look at a bigger example, it's pretty heavy. For example, this is the project, master plan project that I had. That's basically all of, a lot of master plan's previous ideas I put into master plan to kind of help me plan it out. And it's kind of big. I think the file itself isn't huge. Let me take a look. Yeah, it's 142 kilobytes, so it's not huge. It's not huge on disk, but it is a rather kind of naive way to plan things, because you have things like progression values that you don't use. You have things like whether the task is selected, which isn't really that important now I think about it. The task type, so you have, it's just not, it's not horrible, but it's a little naive. Yeah, so that's the old way of doing it. And the new way is kind of similar, but it's a little different. In the new method of planning things out, I'm not sure if I have any text-based examples. Let me do one real quick. There we go. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna save this. We're just gonna save this as an example.plan. There we go. Now, if we go over to example.plan, you'll see it's a little different. It's still a little naive. It's not perfect, but it is kind of straightforward, I guess you could say. If you go to view the board, and this is something I don't know if I ever mentioned this in a previous devlog video or stream, but I implemented a board system. So the board system I was talking about earlier on a previous stream, to some extent. So you can go ahead and create new pages and switch between them. So you have, for example, your first page, that's something, you have something important, you have another page, and then you can, I haven't implemented this, but you can place that within, you will be able to place that within folders and expand them and stuff, which is cool. And the upside of that is, you know, being able to basically have some kind of, what's the word? Correlation between your different pages and your different elements of your plan. And before I forget, Music Boy J Boy says, "Are you going to make any music live streams again?" Sure. I feel like I suck at doing music live, but I would be happy to do another music live stream. Maybe I'll do that for the next one, which will be on Saturday, I suppose. I think the current schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and I'm not sure about this 10 a.m. thing. I feel like it works okay. I'm awake, but you know, if the majority of my audience or the majority of people aren't awake at 10 a.m. or just are busy doing other things like work at 10 a.m., then I could go back to like 2 p.m., 2:30, something like that. Like the hardcore evenings, maybe I could try to squeeze that in sometime, like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., but it's a little tough to, I mean, I guess I can try to find I'll figure it out. I'll figure out a good schedule. If you have any input, please feel free to put something in the chat here, but also in my Discord. That's probably better because that way I can kind of go back and get some ideas. So maybe I'll make a poll or something where I can say like, oh, you know, what's a good time for everybody. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, this board system works well. Anyway, it's halfway to working well. But now if we look at the way this is scheduled, put out, basically your project is composed of a folder, the root folder, which in this case is called new folder, and then the contents are pages currently, and they could also contain, you know, the folder could also contain other folders. But each page has cards. So if we save this, now we have multiple other pages that are empty. But in the first page we have cards, which are these guys. And we can see their contents here, where we say the contents and we say the content type, which is checkbox, and that is a string that basically says what kind of card it is. So this is a checkbox, this is a note, you know, I need to go to the store, something like that. And so if we save it, we see the note has been added here, and so we have a variety of cards in our first page. The first card has a rectangle, basically the position and width and height. It's got the content type, and it's got properties. Now properties is my approach to kind of simplify the approach or simplify the method of serialization for these cards, for these tasks. Previously, the serialization process was to like kind of just hardcore serialize everything. Now I just serialize the properties, and the contents of the card, which is checkbox or note or whatever, takes those properties and does something with them. So the note card takes the description and displays it. The checkbox card takes the description and displays it, but it also has a checked property. So you can see it here. Checked is here. It's false for this checkbox that says new checkbox, which is this description. But if we change this, and save it, now the description changes. And that's good, because if we were to go to edit and we change the type, for example, from checkbox to note, and save it, now the content type changes to note, but the description is still the same if we change this. That's good, because that way we don't have to, if you make something a checkbox and you say, actually, it's a progression task, or you make something a checkbox and say, you know what, this is a lot of stuff, let me just put this in a note instead. That property doesn't change. The property of the description is still the same. And I feel like this is a pretty flexible method of doing things, because that way we don't have to worry too much about serializing and deserializing or anything like that. It's nice and smooth, because the properties are kind of separated from the actual contents, which are, the display and actualization of those properties. So that's the approach. It's pretty straightforward, and the good thing about it is that everything is basically just primitives like Boolean, ints, strings, So when it comes to actually the serialization or deserialization process, it's actually super simple. And this is, I think, a good approach. When you go to serializing or deserializing data, you want it to be as simple and as smooth as possible. So really, I probably should put the rectangle data in the properties, but for now we'll leave it like this, because I don't want to change this and then have to like rethink how this works. It's working now, so this is fine for now. But when we go to for example, serialize the properties, properties is a special object, which is basically just a reference to the card, and then the individual properties organized by string to property, which is essentially a value. And yeah, that's about it. When a property changes, then we call onChange. That's useful for if we need to create an undo state or something like that. But yeah, the serialization process is just looking through each property and saving the data. So that's good because the data is just primitives, and so we just can manually serialize and deserialize them with sjson, which is a Golang package specifically for writing data to JSON strings. So overall, this is pretty simple, and it's not really too complicated. The most complicated thing was getting this to work, this map business, because the map has to be represented through some kind of primitive, in this case a string, but it has to be serialized and deserialized to a graphical visualization, so it's a little different. But where was our plan here? Yeah, so we can see here, this is a little jank. I need to fix this, but you can see that the data is basically just zeros and ones. Well, in this case, zeros and ones, but the number actually indicates the color and the pattern. Oh, it's already open. I didn't even see it. So if we go for something like this and save, now you see the number is 1s, 0s, and 18s, because there are like the first bit, or the first byte. Yeah, the first byte is the colors, and then past that are patterns. So 0 to 15 are colors, 16 is solid, 32 is crossed, 64 is dotted, and then 1632, 48, and 64. And then that way we can just store the data as a single number rather than having to like go for any kind of funny business otherwise. So that's the serialization approach. It's pretty straightforward. You can actually look at it in detail on the GitHub repository for master plan. Now I'm working on refactoring everything, so it's not going to be in master until it's done. But where is it at? Is it rework 3? SDL rework. But you can check it out. You can build it if you want. And that's the branch that I'm working on right now. So you can examine the deserialization and serialization flow as desired. Thank you for the thorough explanation. No problem. Yeah. Now, the thing we're gonna do today, I really should actually fix this bug. These bugs are kind of going wild here. That is a problem. And the reason why this is happening is because we fixed this or broke this last time, where I wanted the line, you to be able to draw a line without actually having the mouse within the grid. And I think that's probably wise. I don't think there's a problem there. Excuse me, I don't think there's a problem there, but I just need to actually like do something about it. I need to actually like restrict clicks otherwise. How can I do that? Let's see. Let's head over to contents. Okay. Yeah, this was the issue. Okay. So what we're going to do, I guess we'll do it something like this. np.inside mc. We'll do something like this for the pencil, eraser, fill tool. But the line, we're gonna do it a little bit like this. I think that should work. Okay, not perfect, but it's definitely getting there. Let's see. Okay. Can I just say if I guess we'll just do something like that. Okay, so we got line started. Oh, we could just do that. Never mind. There we go. I think that should be enough. Okay, that definitely seems to be working. Cool. I need to fix this next, where like the starting cell when drawing right is invisible. I'm not sure about why that is. Whatever. Let's see. Let's see. Map, edit, tool, line. All right, so let's see. This is horizontal start squares. Okay. That might be better. Let's see. That is indeed slightly better. This is still busted. Let's see. I really have to fix that. Let's see. Let's see. Set cursor. we want to set cursor to be temp and nv.inside. And globals.window or menu system dot exclusive menu open. There we go. All right. You know what? Maybe we should just do something like this. There we go. Normal, okay. All right, that should kind of help us out in a couple of different ways. That means that we don't have to do this anymore. Kind of is better. Okay. All right. Next, what will we do? Oh yeah, that's right. The line issue. So yeah, I think what I want to do is have the Rashad Z. Yo, how's it going? I think what I want to do is have the I think what I need to do is have I gotta cap the grid cursor position if I can. It's already being capped. Well, bruh. It's already being capped, but it's not drawing the last square. Why is that? Thick rectangle start. I guess what I need to do could do that. That might be the better approach. Or no. That would be the better approach. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's better. It's good enough. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add a cursor specifically for paint bucket, I guess. That seems logical. Let me think. So it'd be something like. Okay. All right, I'm gonna assume this is largely it. It doesn't really look like a paint can, but that's fine, I think. Yeah, we'll call that like good enough. I really should have turned this on earlier, but I'm an imperfect man. Okay, so we should be good to go, I think. Yeah, we'll call something like that. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll call that done. All right, so let's head over to where we load our cursors. We're gonna make a new cursor here. We're just gonna call it bucket, and it's gonna be it should be. Is it 48 by 48? Is that the right size? It is. Okay. 240. Okay. Then when we go to contents, we can go up to set cursor. I really, darn, am I gonna have a thing for each of these guys? I don't know. I'm like, do I really want to have to? Do I really want to have a thing for? I guess so. All right, let's do it. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. Let's do it right. Wait, don't I have a? I do not. You know what? I'm just gonna copy this guy because a pointer and an eraser is a largely similar shape. That's, yeah, that is completely incorrect now that I think about it. That's okay. All right. Yeah, there was no reason to do this now that I think about it. These are just completely different shapes, but that's okay. That's okay. It'll all work out in the end. There we go. We'll call that an eraser. That's good enough. This is going to be 272. We're just gonna use pencil for lines. That's fine. Okay, so that should be largely it. Let's see. Very nice. I think, yeah, there's definitely an issue there. Like, if I press... I keep pressing the wrong... Yeah. So, like, you can activate shortcuts even though you're not selecting them. Let's see, where's the shortcuts? They're here? Okay. We will push this over here. There we go. That means we can just do this instead. There we go. I keep pressing R by mistake, but anyway, yeah, this is working. let's add another key binding for lines. Okay, just making sure that there's no nothing I need to be aware of. So yeah, I think that it would be nice to have like a shortcut, so that when you're, for example, when you have you know, the pencil tool, you can maybe hold Shift to draw a line instead of having to select the line tool. So let's implement that. Alright, so now okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We will move the line tool up here. And say basically if it's this or it's pencil and globals.key bindings on quick line tool. This is not really the right way to do this, but I think it should work. Alright, it is working. We're not getting the visualization, but that's because we're not equipping the quick line tool. Okay. All right, so we'll just do this then. We're just gonna do this slapdash a little bit, but wait, there we go. No? Wait, hold up. There we go, okay. Wait, what? What did like, I know I messed something up, I'm just like, but where? Hold on, let me simplify this a little bit. Okay, so we're starting from here. So this is basically if it's this tool or this tool. There we go. Now we're cracking. All right. That works fine, but I think it'd probably be better to just make this a function, just to make it a little less messy. So we're gonna do that here. We're just gonna do return this. So we're saying basically, are you using the tool, wait. Are you using the line tool, or are you using the pencil tool and you're holding the line key? Now we can go back over here and we don't have to do this. We can just say mc.using line tool. And then we can just say here, using the line tool. There we go. Fantastic. feels this. Yeah, I think maybe this needs to be a little less. We'll go with that. That's pretty good. All right. So we're good. This has been largely solved. Cool. This is still broken. I'm trying to figure out what I can do about it. Wait, I already have it so that, yeah, why don't I just, oh wow, why didn't I just, wait, is it really that simple? Why? Wait, hold on, let me think. Alright, so what we're gonna do here, because we fundamentally need to figure out a way around this. So what we're gonna do, yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna probably end up making it so that if our mouse is over the menu, we hide it. Does that work? I think that should work. Let's see. We will place this information here. This is if the menu's open, right? Yeah. We can try something like that. Does that actually work? Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, let's see if this works. Hold on. Okay, so it does kind of work. We don't want to set the cursor. Oh wait, we don't want to set the cursor on here if we don't have to. So I guess what we can do is set it earlier. Something like that. Let's try that. Also, let's get some more music. I'm I tire of this song, even though it's a banger. Let's go with this one. This is a good one. Can't drag it anymore. Oh, okay. Okay, that works. There we go. All right, that's pretty good. This is largely done. All right, wait, hold on. Bruh. Wait, why can't I? It's weird, I couldn't move one of these once. I'm not sure what happened there. I'll have to figure it out later. All right, so so this is already working pretty well. See, that's the cool thing. That's the cool thing for like this idea is just being able to be like, where would this fit in best? No, that's sick. Bakadayo says, hi, what do you use for GUI? I use SDL2. Yeah, SDL2, and I made all this myself, all the windowing or the GUI and stuff. Okay. My spine hurts. Conifer says, hey, Solar in chat, how's it going? My spine hurts. It's just like a little bit of my like right bottom, like the bottom part of my back. Just a little bit, not the bottom part, but just like the lower, maybe third. On the right hand side, a little bit, little small pain. Probably just pulled it a little bit, maybe. Or maybe I'm sitting weird. Let me. Something. That might be better, yeah. Okay, so this is good. Yeah, so yeah, GUI is SDL2. Everything's going well. I think something I'd like to do is to be able to rotate the map, rotate a map. So we're gonna do that next, I guess. Yeah, we already got a rotate thing here, so we'll just nab this little dude. I got water on my screen. Kuro Rin says it's looking good. Thank you. Hopefully it is. The new maps look so good, says Jacob Field. Fantastic to hear, because that's I'm hoping that everything looks better than the previous version. Gotta anti-alias this a little bit. There we go. Cool. Alright, so there's the rotate button. It's a little weird now that I look at it. Let's just like... There we go. Slightly better. Very, very slightly. Yeah, it's weird. I'm gonna have to go back and kind of fix it up, but that's fine. For now, it's fine. All right, so trying to find a good position for my mic that's not in my way. This probably needs to be like that. Does help. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do here, oh, pardon me, we can't put the buttons in this because these aren't tools. We're rotating, they're not tools, so we're just gonna do this manually. background's gonna be 492. Oh, whoops. Yeah, it's not. All right. Do I have a flip? I do not have a flip. Flip. Yeah, we're gonna have to flip this button. So anyway, let's see if this is, you know, visible here. Okay, so those are the flips. So when you click it, of course, it's gonna flip the map 90 degrees. What we'll have to do to get this to work, we can close this, is a couple things. Firstly, we need the icon button to be able to be flipped, for the icon to flip. So in order to do that, we have to go to here and pass it like this. Here, the background doesn't need to be flipped. You know what? That's unnecessary. Even if the background is flipped, I don't think it would matter. You know what? Let's just not do it wrong. Let's just not do it incorrectly. So we're gonna take the texture. We got the source. We got the destination. We got the angle. We got the center, which can be nil, and then we are gonna pass in the flip bit. Flippo. All right. So we're good. Now we go back to contents, and here we're gonna define this. Rotate right, or I guess rotate left. Conifer says, have you been distro hopping again, or is this a new rise of your current distro you had a few months ago? This is a new distro. I've hopped over to this one. Rotate right. Yeah, I hopped over to this distro. This is Manjaro. Nice and clean. Yeah, it's good. Highly recommend it. Also, my camera is laggy. Yeah, it feels like my camera's laggier than usual. Whatever. It's been an hour and a half, basically. It's too late to do anything about it. An hour and 12 minutes. Too late to do anything about it now. But yeah, Manjaro works really well. Highly recommend it. Nice and smooth. Lightweight. Lots of stuff in the software center. Lots of people used it. It's kind of like the best of a lot of different worlds. Alright, so yeah, we got the rotation buttons flipped, which is cool. And so what it boils down to now is just basically click the button, and then we just have to rotate it. And so that's going to be a function, just so that we don't have to put it all into these buttons. And so we're going to put that... Actually, the underlying data can be flipped, can it? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna do this. We're gonna go over here. Wait. Nice, yeah, it is nice. Manjaro console is screwed up in VS Code. I guess. Oh, I never even noticed. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the little icons are missing. Arch, yeah, Arch is pretty good. It seems like Arch is pretty good. It's lightweight. Hey, Steam Deck is using it. Valve is using it. They must be, you know, Arch must be pretty solid if Valve decided to go with it. Especially having had Steam OS working on Ubuntu or Ubuntu, yeah, previously. So it must be pretty solid. So this is where I'm going to suffer because I have to rotate an array, which is a little bit of an annoying concept. Conifer says going to hop over someday because Ubuntu based distro I'm using is starting to be a pain. Yeah, I would go with Pop! OS for an Ubuntu based distro. I think that has the best hardware and it's pretty solid. But apart from that, like Manjaro's really good. Solus is still really good. But yeah, I like Manjaro so far. It works really well. Like I need a rolling release. I need a rolling release distro. I can't really get with like stable distros anymore. I gotta have a rolling release, nice and smooth, constant updates kind of thing, rather than like having no updates for like a month and a half. It's like excuse me. Yeah, so let's see what we're gonna do here. Right, we gotta rotate an array. So that's what I was going to do. So what we're going to do is go to these rotation buttons, and the way I have it set up is that a button is a, you know, something that gets drawn to the screen. You create it, you call update on it, you call draw on it, and then, you know, it gets drawn to the screen. And it has a callback that gets called when it gets clicked. And so what we're just going to do is call mc.mapdata.rotate with an argument of 1 for rotation to the right and an argument of -1 for rotation to the left. And that's it. Well, actually, we have to consume the mouse click. I forgot. But that's it. And then after that, we're basically good to go. Yeah. So yeah, from this point we're pretty solid. We're just gonna Arch Dev Manjaro because of a clean install for i3WM. Yeah. Okay, so that works. Yeah. I'm just gonna crib the code from master plan previously. I'm just gonna crib this. Did I not have this? I never had rotation for maps. Did I not have rotation for maps? Let me see, hold on. Hold up. I gotta check something real quick. Where is it? Okay. Did I not have rotation for maps? I did not. I just had shifting. Okay, that's interesting. Man, in comparison, the old maps were so rudimentary. I never even... I knew I was adding stuff, but it was just like, you know... Oh, that would actually be a cool feature. Being able to click and drag to create boxes. Yeah, in comparison, this is a huge step up. I'm happy with the overall progression. Yeah, this is great. This is great. But yeah, i3WM going for a fresh install with Arch, that makes sense. Because you don't want to have to like go through and install like GNOME or KDE or something and then install i3WM on top. It just feels a little awkward. Yeah, Solus is missing packages. Yeah, it misses some stuff for things like mainly kind of cutting edge stuff or just kind of niche stuff like you know, certain programming languages, but it's pretty solid. Conifer says, I remember back when Master Plan first came out with Raylib, and now this. It's such an amazing change. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's really coming along. I wish it was faster. I know I wanted to have this out by end of July, and it's gonna be end of August, and it probably won't be out. But the upside, or maybe it was end of June, I wanted to have it out. But the upside is definitely, I mean, it's definitely coming along. It's definitely usable. Okay, so the idea here, is to be able to rotate with the buttons. So I think, wait, I thought I had I closed that window. Okay, here we go. I know I have a rotate code, you know, array rotation code in here for the whiteboard, I believe. I know I had rotation in here. Did I not have rotation in here? I didn't? That's so crazy. Ah, it's rudimentary. Okay, wow. Okay, well, it's, hey, it is what it is. All right, we're gonna write array rotation code today, which is like a kind of moment, but there's not much you can do about it. Bakadayo says, I'm gonna have to learn to come up with project ideas from you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. If you're talking to me, I'm not sure if you are. Also, you said alien. I assume that's a theme. I'm not sure. Maybe this is this theme, this dark theme. Okay, so the idea behind rotation of, well, I wish I had something to kind of, let me break out. I guess this is fine. So the idea behind rotation of arrays is pretty simple, but I mean, like, to start with, you have a width, right? An array of whatever width by whatever width by whatever height. So if you're going to rotate it 90 degrees, you can just swap the width and height. So that's going to be the first thing we do. Okay, so let's start with that. The drawing you made in your software. Oh, you mean like this map drawing? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I guess it was kind of an alien. I was thinking like a dungeon kind of thing. That's, yeah, I could see it. So this, now that I think about it, this isn't going to work because the map data, we can't resize the map data directly like this. Like we can, but we have to also resize the map itself, the task. So we're gonna hold a reference to the contents. We can just say contents. Something like that. Then we say new map data. We want to pass in the contents. Something like that. Now when we go to rotate, we want to resize. That's true, but we also want to say we want to recreate it. Something like that might work. Let's see if it does. Ideally, this will make it rotate. Let's see. That is basically correct. We have to recreate the texture though after we do this. So okay, it's not working. Let's see why. Recreate texture. Okay, so we're already calling resize. So we can just change the size. Can we just change? We might be able to just change the size of the card actually. No, let's see. Let's try that. Okay. Not quite, but we're almost there, I think. Because when we call card recreate, oh, that doesn't do that. Okay, so we can call card recreate, and then we can call this. We actually don't need to do anything like that. We can just do something like that. That might work. The end result should be that this thing, okay. There we go. Yeah. Alright, so that's a good start. That's a good start. Now, the next thing we need to do is basically store the data. I guess the data. Let's see. After we do this, it does it? Let's see if it actually does change the size. Let's see. Data. Does it actually like update the data? Do we have to do that ourselves? Looks like it does. Yeah. Let's actually do this a little more easily so we can see it work. So let's say we have like a 4x1, we rotate it, now we have a 1x4. Oh, I see. Let's make it a little more obvious. So we have a whatever, let's say this is 16x1, we rotate it. Now, so we started with a 16 in the first row, the others are default. Then we go to a 16 in the first row, the others are default, but then there's additional 1 value rows, or 16 in the first column. No, 16 in the first row, and then additional 1 value columns. This is super dirty as heck. Like it should not be this nasty, but that's fine. Because as long as we don't check outside the bounds, we're good. So it does seem like it's working. It does seem like it's working. Let's, I guess we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so we're good. So it is actually working. It is actually creating the data, and like it is actually resizing the array. Sweetie Bun says, hi, just got here. Is this for master plan? Yes. Judo says, what made you choose Go? That's a good question. I chose Go because I like the language. It's simple, it's easy to use, it's not complicated. But it does the stuff that you need to do, you know, the usual things you would need to do. Like, it doesn't really have inheritance, but you can do something, you know, composition of objects. It doesn't have interfaces in the traditional sense like Java, but you do have interfaces that you can adhere to, you know, make objects that adhere to interfaces, and so it works. It works in a very Go-like way, but it works really well, and it's not very complicated. I like that. I like a language that's like, you know, you can read it over in an afternoon and basically understand it. And then it's just about actually using the language rather than having a language that's really complicated with a lot of different features and a lot of different options that you'll never use, and that might come back to bite you, slash, you know, makes different packages you pull in from different repositories hard to read. Sweetie Bun says, is Go relatively new? Relatively. Maybe in the past, maybe it was 2005, 2006 that they created it at Google. So, you know, it's not like brand spanking new, but it's not like you know, C++ or something. Yeah, Go somewhat of a new age C. Yeah, kind of like that. Judo, you're correct. It's not as low level, you know, not as simple as C, but it is, you know, it's kind of like a C, kind of like a C level language. Not as simple. It does do some more advanced things, but it's still pretty good. Baka Dayo says it's a slice on an array. Yeah, did I say array? It's resizing the slice. Yeah. All right, so we're good. It's resizing the slice. So what we're gonna do now, a single cough. What we need to do is make a clone of the data slice so that we can read it and transform the data. So let's do it like this here. I guess we'll say old data. Okay, so when you want to make a clone before we make any transforms, and then afterward, we basically want to loop through the old data and write the new data accordingly. So we say for, it might be as simple as just doing it in reverse. So we just say something like this, or I guess maybe it's the same, but then we just reverse these. Like something like that might work. Let's see. Hard crash? Let's see. Append. Oh, whoops. There we go. Baka Dayo says, I'm watching from 2 devices and accounts. Thank you very much for watching on 2 devices. Yeah, this should work. Let's see. Okay, so before is here, after is here. So map data x, y is equal to old data y, x. That's right. I don't think this will work the way I think. Yeah. I think it's mirroring. It's not rotating. Yeah. It's flipping. Okay. So what we can do, because we need to rotate, that means we have to think about it. Conifer says, here I am watching and writing a cover letter for a job I just spotted. Oh, cool. I hope you get it. That's great. Fantastic news. So, if we're doing something like this here, right? So we have 1, we got 2, we got 3. Pretend that's the 3. Now, when we go to rotate it, we want this to be 1, 2, 3, which means 0, 1, 2. Right, I guess I should just, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So we're stepping across the X, and now we're stepping across the Y. So let me think about this a little harder. Hold on. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Then we want that to become 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we're going from the right to the left and from the top to the bottom. And then if we were to rotate it again, it should be like this. Right? Yeah, so right to the left, right to the left, right to the left. Because if this works this way, it should just be a 90-degree rotation each time, right? Like this, we're taking x0, y0 and making it here. No, it doesn't work that way. What we need to do is I could have sworn I did this before, but I can't. Did I not do it here? Did I do it in some other? I might have done this in something else. Let me see. I might have done this in Dungeon. Oops. Okay, yeah, I did. All right, we're gonna crib this. This is the nature of game development, everybody. It's just cribbing stuff. You just the thing you wrote from the past that you spent like an hour figuring it out, we're just gonna grab it. I wasn't that far off, it looks like. Okay, so we're saying y is 0, y is less than. Why didn't I just say for y in range? Yeah, mapped up data. Okay, we don't have to append anything. Wow, this is kind of bananas, but let's keep an open mind. All right, so map data dot data y is equal to yx is equal to map data dot data. All right, let's see if this works. It should, because the core concept is solid, I think. Remember when I said the core concept is solid? Wait. think it's working. I think the problem is that it's doing multiple. We need to start with the fresh data. Yeah, we need to clear the data first. Okay. So can I clear? Okay. Let's try clearing it first. That might be what's not making it not work. That is not what's making it not work. Yo, let's go. Does that mean that we don't need to clear it? Yeah, I guess that does mean we don't need to clear it because we're just reading from the old data. That's the entire point of writing it down in the first place. I am slightly stupid. Hooray. All right, let's see if it works as it should with something like this. Immediate crunch. All right, but we know we're on the right track here. We're resizing the data, right? We already know we're resizing the data. Don't we? I believe we know that we're resizing the data. Maybe I'm mistaken. Index out of index old data y equals append old data y. Wait, is it? I don't remember if the first. No, yeah, that's the index. I have it sorted in Y order, yeah. Y, X, yeah. Okay, that works. Yes, for blank Y. But I thought, isn't this the index? Yeah, this is no. Yeah, I'm looking for integers. I'm looping over the indices of the data. So this works. The issue here. Index out of range 8. That's important, but first is the index. Yeah, index is right. But the issue here. There's two issues here. You know what, let me do this. Let me make sure I'm seeing it before anything happens. Okay, boom. Index out of range 8 with length 8. Gotta see which index is it talking about. Oh, in X. Index is 8. Oh, no. Map data dot height minus X minus 1 8. I think what I need to do, I think I'm on the right track. I think what I need to do though is probably kick in X over to this side. That's the same thing, right? Is to do something like this. It's like fundamentally the same, right? Let's see. Now it's rotating the other direction, but if we use this, if it's the same, then why did I expect it to change? All right, because the data arrays are of different sizes. Okay, the data slices are of different sizes. Let's see. X, Y, in X. Wait, how did this not come up in the other? Because I'm pretty sure that I tested the code with different sized arrays or slices, and it worked. I know that we're manually making this slice here, whereas I'm doing so automatically here, but that shouldn't be a problem, should it? Let's see. Bop. So number's 8. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 7. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah, all right, see what's going on here. The height. No, that shouldn't be an issue. Map data height is 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why is the index out of range? Okay, so let's just walk it through. So I'm pulling old data. Actually, let's just do it like this. If it's gonna crash, then it will crash with this because we're trying to access it. Bonk, it does. Out of range with length 8. Okay. That means old data doesn't have. Oh. Of course. I didn't even think about it. Okay, so here's what I guess the problem. Old data is this. There's one column and 9 rows. When we rotate it, there's one row and 9 columns. So old data doesn't have old data has to be y and x, basically. It has to be y and x. New data should be able to be in x and y. I know I tried this and it didn't work, but it should work. Rotate, 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 rotate. Okay. So if we resize it, rotate, it doesn't work. Index out of range 8 with length 8. X, Y, and X. NX equals NX is the height minus X. Maybe my code is just broken. Maybe the original code didn't work, because I'm wondering how this ever would have worked for. Well, it works for 90-degree rotations as long as the array doesn't change. So maybe that's indicative of a problem with something else. Like that works. So maybe I should keep this code and just remake the array. Pardon me. Let's see. Map data height minus X. In X is map data dot height minus X minus 1. All right, let's see. Yeah, okay, let's see. Well, we can't rotate it twice because the height minus X is where we get tripped up. So I guess we want to take either width or height, whichever one is bigger. Because we want to alternate, right? Like if it's wider, then we go with that. If it's taller, then we go with that. Like, this is not hard. I'm just struggling with it because I've never done it. I have done it, like, very rarely. Maybe we should just remake the data from scratch. That might be a better idea. Yeah, let's do that. Let's remake the data from scratch. literally game dev in a nutshell. That is correct. Oh, it needs to be. Okay, so we're resizing. I guess actually we want to say like map data dot data equals just a blank int slice, and then when we resize, it will be the correct size. Immediately crashes. Let's see. Alright, so that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's now a 1 row, 8 column data slice. Then we loop through and set it. So we say y x, because we're looping through the data array, we have to do it that way, is in x y, because there's no other options, right? Like, I'm not insane, right? Like, there's only one way to do this. And yet, it couldn't be like in X like that, could it? No, I think that would just flip it. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. All right, let's do it like this. Let's just start super simple. Make sure that the code we have is working correctly. It's not. Okay, so there's a problem there. So map data, old data, yx, yx. We're looping over map data. Map data is comprised of this. Map data is just that. Yx out of range 1 with length 1. What is... Zero, zero. I apologize for this being just boring as heck, but like, this is kind of important. New, old. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't access. I wish I knew, like, what, I wish it told me, I guess, is kind of the problem. But it doesn't tell you. Alright, so let's just yx. We're gonna figure out which one of these can't be accessed, because it seems like it's Like, I know this is super simple to someone who's watching, but to me, I'm like struggling with this for some reason. All right, the map data array slice doesn't have 1. Why is x going to 1? 0 x y 0 0 1 0. Why is x 1? Oh my gosh, dude. This entire time I was I was looping over the wrong thing. I was looping over the columns instead of the row in the column. That was it, dude. That was the entire problem. That was literally the entire problem, I think. Dang, man. I'm gonna try this. It doesn't work, but at least it like we're back to where we. All right, it doesn't work, so at least I'm not insane. I think I was on the right track with this. In X has to be somewhere in map.data because the new slice has to be. The new slice is being changed, so we can't just access Y and X. It's got to be in X. Y? I think. Let's see. Okay. Or maybe it's Y in X. But that doesn't work because in X. Yeah, ouch slash coding in a nutshell slash life. We have to. In X has to be here. And Y has to be there. I think. But the problem comes in. Let's. Alright, well that was a problem. There might be other problems here. Like that works, but if we do this, this should go down here. But it doesn't. Index out of range 4 with length 4. Okay, so we got. So X and Y. So the Y is the problem. So it can't go to. Oh, is it because it's supposed to be X, Y like that? Then maybe we can just. Didn't I try this already? Pardon me. Maybe. Okay, so yeah, there's some kind of problem going on even before we get there. The issue seems to be if we have this and then we rotate it. At some point we can't rotate it anymore. Why is that? Old data Y equals a pin old data Y. Y X. For X, I'm doing the same thing up here, dude. That's insane. Okay. All right, now we're crashing over here. Old data Y X. Right, of course that would work. Old data XY. Okay. Literally not doing anything. X, Y. Okay, yeah, that's right. So I think we do need NX in here. NX would be here. YX. No, we have to. It would have to be X. Maybe it's this. Like, we can't use Y and X here because we're looping over the new data slice, which is rotated. So we can't use Y and X in their original coordinates. We have to change that. Unless we loop. I guess we should loop over the old data. Now that I think about it, that probably is why this isn't working. Yeah. It's one of those days. So now we can loop over this, and now this makes sense. That probably is it. Let's see if it is. It is not. Index out of range 4 with length 4. That's probably Y, I'm guessing. Because we're looping over the old data, so I don't think that's the issue. And I think that's wise that we're looping over the old data. I think that's probably the right play here. Yeah, XY is 4, so we can't use Y4 here, YX. Because the X is only up to 3. So the issue here what is the issue here? Yeah, that's fine. Why is it crashing even? Oh, okay. Okay. Let me just think a little bit. Oh, hold on. I'm so close, man. I'm so close. You see it's rotating. Like it's rotating perfectly on two sides. It's not rotating on this side correctly. This needs to be up. This needs to be there. But it's so close, dude. It's just smooth clipping part of it. Like once we get one, the other side's pretty trivial. So what's the core issue here? I think the problem might be that we are looping over the old data. I think it's probably better to loop over the new data. That might be part of it. Let's see. Yeah, I already knew it was going to crash. It's because NX is out of range. So I guess what we need to do is figure out what we're doing here. How did I ever figure this out? Yo, what? It's not even looping over. Oh my gosh. Yo, I'm shook. Hold on. Hold up. It's looping over. It's not looping. I thought it was just looping over the data directly. It's not. It's looping. Why is X here? Yo, wait. Hold up. I'm a little shook here. So we're looping over the old data. I don't know why I didn't just take the data, like take this code for what it was, rather than trying to like adapt it to what I was doing at the time. It worked. If I assume it works, then at least I can give it a shot. So let's just work with what we got. So in this case, layout.data, because we're making, in this code, we're making a new set of data. So layout.data in this case is the old information. So we're going to say old data. And this is map data. We don't need to append anything. I feel like I'm close though. So Y in this case is looping over the X. I honestly don't know how I figured this out. I have no idea where my brain was when I wrote this code. Like, this is old code, and yet I believe it worked, and it just does. It's like it's bananas. It's mental. So this works fine. This works fine. But when we resize the canvas in another tense, it no longer works. Okay, so let's go back. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right, so let's go back to this little mock-up. So we're looping across. This is the new. Well, we start with the canvas. We start with the map. 0, 1, 2, 3, or 0, 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess it would be like something like this. 0, 1, 2, 3. This would be 4 and 5. Or wait, no. 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay. I don't know why I didn't draw this bigger. Now, over here, when we rotate it 90 degrees, we have the rotation of the canvas. That's fine. This becomes 0. Well, it's 0, 0 is here, 1, 0 is here, then it's 2, 0, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. Just leave the original, works just fine. What original? It never worked. Liam says, wait, do you want to create a new array with swapped dimensions, then loop over the index, each index in the original, and put in the index in the new with swapped indices? Well, no, because just swapping the indices, x and y, will end up with you just flipping the map. So, for example, if you do this, like that won't do what we need it to do. That won't rotate it. That will just flip it. Or YX. Oh, because we're doing that. No. Yeah, Y. Oh, XY. Here we go. No. What? For in range. Wait, hold up. I'm lost in the sauce. Okay, so this is. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay, so like, if we were to do this, no, wait, what am I? I'm lost in the sauce, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Let's go back. Let's just go back to this mockup so I can fully understand what I need to do. So yeah. We got 0, 0, 1, 0. These are blocks, right? So there's something here, there's something here, there's something here, there's something here. We rotate it. Now, I mean, there's a couple ways to do this. One is to just kind of like use some math, like vector math, to do it. But I don't want to bring in more complicated stuff. This should be relatively simple. All we have to do after we resized it is just remap, because we're still reading this data. We're still reading this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're still reading through the cells here. We just want to place them at a different position. We want to place them oh. Yeah. Oh. All right. I think I grasped it. So we want to loop through the old data from left to right, from top to bottom, just like we normally do. Okay. Okay. Now, what we want to do, in addition, is we want to place it at the inverted x. So not here, but here. Okay, so this is just a straight up copy, right? But now we want to say that inverted x is map data width minus x now, because we're still putting it here, so and I'm just let me then just hold on, let me walk through this and see if I get it. I should have understood the problem and solved it rather than relying on old code that I didn't understand. The problem is my lack of understanding. I'm mirroring it. That's not what I want. Yeah, I'm let me walk through it. Let me understand. So boom boom, we're applying it here. We're flipping the x coordinate. And then this is something else we need to get from here to here and from here to there. So there's one transformation, one thing we need to do that does this. But for now, I need to understand. So we take the width, we subtract the x. Okay, so now this is just doing this. Now this part is where we have to do something else. Bakadayo says swap x and y. Just swap x and y. But I don't think that will work. Let's see. I'm wondering if there's an issue with I'm so close, dude. I feel like it's just like one or two lines I need to write. I just don't know what they are. Let's see. So old data y and x. So y and x and y. So it's reading this and this. Yeah, that would just be flipping it. We need to definitely flip the x and y coordinate. No. So rotating the map is fine. Oh. Okay. All right. I think I'm there. Faz Pazarino, hello, says, are you trying to assign pixels on rows and columns that don't exist when rotated? I think that's the problem, yeah. But I think I'm getting it now. Because once we get here, we just flip the y2. So this is 0, 0. And then when we rotate it, this is 0, 0. This is 0, 0. And then when we rotate it, this is 0, 0. And then we rotate it again. So I'm not sure if that will work, but let's see. So the data array, we inverted the x. Well, the interesting thing is that it's working without the array rotation, without the rotation of the map, without the map being oddly shaped. That indicates to me that it's an issue. Well, there might be a couple of issues. Let's see. Index out of range, -1. Yeah, there's a couple issues here. Let's solve this one first, because this one should be simple. Index out of range, -1. Let's see. (210) -1. Why would it be -1? Because x 210 x y. Oh, because the old data is. Why is the old data so big? It's because the old data is not properly sized. Okay. That's the core problem here, is that the data is not properly sized. We need to prune the data. Okay. All right. That was my mistake. That was my mistake. All right. That was not my mistake. That's not the issue. Yo, I'm cracked, dude. I'm cracked. All right, let's see. What is going on? I know that the issue here is that, well, this issue is different, possibly the same, but possibly different from the old issue, which is essentially that the width, also, I guess this should be the length of old data, shouldn't it? That might be what's going on here. Yeah, that might be the issue. Let's see. How is that? What? Okay, out of range with length 3. Length old data y. Old data. Oh, whoops. This through there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Thank goodness. Okay, now, this might be part of the... Yo, let's go! Yo! The entire time, it was because my data was malformed in the first place. I forgot. I knew that was the case. The reason why is because when you resize the date, like if you put something, like let's say you draw something out here, right? And then you're like, oh well, you know, I want to like, you know, resize my map and make it smaller. If you go back, it should still be there, because it's like, you know, what if you make a mistake and like accidentally, you know, chunk your map? Like what, you know, like that's a usability thing. Like you might have a big map and then you accidentally like do something like this. It's like, well, the map should still be there if you resize it. Oh my gosh, dude, that was life-threatening. Okay, so we're good. We're golden. It's actually working. Okay, so now the only thing we need to do is make it so that, okay. Now the only thing we need to do is make it so that, I'm not sure why, I know why, but anyway, the only thing we need to do now is make it so that rotation of the other direction works. That's the only missing part. And that should be as simple as, like, I don't know, dude. That should be as simple as, like, do I have brain space? Do I have? Is my brain experiencing a mudslide right now? Am I able to dig my way out? So basically, if the direction is -1, then we go from well, let me just think about it, I guess. Don't tell me, and don't tell me in the chat. So this is rotating in the wrong direction by default. So we have to figure out a different way to rotate. What would be the other way to rotate? Data inv x y. Okay, so we're looking through here, and then we're putting it in x y. So then the other way would be to put it here, which would be an inversion of the other direction. Okay. Wait. Inv x. Y. Okay, so I don't think I can do it that way. I think I have to do something like this instead. Something like that. Just completely incorrect. Okay. So that's probably fine. Inv y? It's not just like inv y, is it? These are the same somehow. Minus y. Oh, wait. Did I try that yet? I don't know if I did. Thank gosh. Okay, thank God. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. I think these are actually flipped though. All right, I think we're good. I think we finally got that sorted out, which was a gigantic headache, to say the least. Okay, so let's say we have a map like this, right? And then let's say we have a map like this. Okay, and so you're like, okay, well, like, where do I place these? Like, you know, does this work? So you rotate it, and you're like, what about this? And then you're like, okay, well, what about this? Okay. That's game development / program development for you guys. For that's programming. That's programming for you. That was successful though. We managed to get through it, even if it took us literally like an hour. It took us an hour, dude, to finally figure it out. The next thing I need to probably add is like snapping, so that you can easily. That's probably best done on on globally, so that you can like snap all the cards and stuff together easily. But I think that would be a cool feature. Maybe I'll figure. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Maybe that's later. Anyway, I'm tired. It's been fun. Thank you very much for joining me on my journey through eternal suffering, and we will continue to suffer moving forward into the next stream. It's been fun. Maybe I'll do music next. We can suffer on chords. Great. So thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLune, and I'll be SolarLune moving forward for a while. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, and if you want to support my the slow death of my ego, you can. If you want to support ego death of your favorite content creator, please feel free to give me something over on Patreon. I'd appreciate it. Link in the description. Also, my Discord is also in the description. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side later. See ya.